This is future Devin coming back to remind you that we did do a wheel spin, and the challenge was 3 achievements in Banjo-Kazooie. Yes, as much as I wanted to play the first Banjo-Kazooie, 3 achievements would have been quite the stack, and I was fighting for my life this week, as you'll find out. So I got the 3 achievements in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Let's just say the glow up is kind of insane over the first game from what I saw, but I don't think that'll be a completion. Sad to say, I know. But I do still want to visit Banjo-Kazooie at some point in my life. Now, on to the video. Welcome back in, guys. Literally Sunday morning, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Rocking the gaming, not rocking the gaming, and anything in between. Guys, what a June week it has been. This one ended up being about setting the bar, if I'm being honest. So when you look at some of these games, these are pretty easy completions throughout, but there was one gem in there that I was like, oh god. And you know what? I actually have to thank Noisy for a lot of these, because when you have 500,000 gamer score, you study what your opponents are playing a little bit just to make sure that you can stay in the hunt, if I'm being 100%. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at our current standings, guys. I've already got it pulled up here. Like I said, 9 days left. Man, it is flying. But I had to set the bar. I really did. So an even 13,000. Noisy was up late trying to get caught up at 9.5. That's pretty good. And Korbinzilla, he's been busy this week, so I understand he lagged behind a little bit. But yeah, with the wheel spin incoming, eating a day as well, that's a pretty good deficit to have to work through. But as I digress, guys, I want to talk a little bit about some of the games we played this week. And like I said, I want to talk first about Junkster. This was one I saw Noisy launch, and honestly, like I said, I owe the whole thing to her, because straight up, the game is fantastic. It's an Astro-like, so if you like Astrobot, if you like that kind of vibe, the music, the platforming, stuff like that, it's in that wheelhouse, and it actually does it really well. It's a little different. I mean, instead of just traditional jump here, you're more building stuff with the tool that you have. But yeah, you're still after ship parts. You're chasing after stickers instead of PlayStation mascots. It's just honestly a feel-good kind of game. This game took me the longest out of the whole bunch that I played, but it also, like, it didn't overstay its welcome, and sadly, it's the only not full complete that I got. But yeah, I highly recommend this game. And as you're seeing with the footage on here, it's a very simple game. It's the perfect type of game for a service like Game Pass or PS Plus. So, hey Sony, I will go back and get all of the cogs for the Platinum Trophy if you add this onto PS Plus when I go to resub. Just saying. Alright guys, after that though, a lot of the work got done yesterday. And I'm not kidding when I say 4 games got beaten and 1 got started. Post Devin in here again because I completely forgot about another video game that I played. It was the bug game, God, Kabuto Park. All you do is catch bugs. Yes, guys, there is a reason that I forgot this game. Because every other game out there had some depth. Not gonna lie. Like, this is definitely a small developer game. The heart's there. The heart's there. Just didn't have a whole lot of depth for me as a player. But, oh my god, I completely forgot a full 1000 G that I got. Like I said, guys, the grind has been real. Oh yeah. Yesterday, I was on a roll. But the roll is finally, if you look at my profile, you will see Peppa Pig has been completed. My friend Peppa Pig, the first one. The second one wasn't on Game Pass, or I would have probably doubled down and taken that out as well. Yeah, it took maybe, like people say, probably about 40-45 minutes, something like that, to kind of get through things. And I feel like over on the PlayStation side of the fence, if you have My Name is Mayo on your list, it's a badge of honor. For a long time, I took Peppa Pig as like, oh god, you know, that's slogging rough. But then I actually thought about the fact that pretty much every achievement hunter in existence has the avatar Burning Earth, and that was like the badge that you were an achievement hunter. So with that in mind, it's like, okay, Peppa Pig is kind of the modern day badge that you're an achievement hunter. So it's, I mean, what do you say about a game like this? Definitely not geared toward an audience member like me, geared more toward kids. I think it was, you know, I would guess authentic to the show from the little snips that I've seen. But yeah, a good quick completion, pad those numbers and put the heat on. Speaking of padding the numbers though, then we moved on to the Bluey game. Now, the Bluey, like, when you compare Bluey to Peppa Pig, Bluey definitely is the more fun of the two. It's got, I think Peppa Pig was made first, because Bluey's got the budget behind it. It really looks pulled right out of the show, and all the little quippies and stuff like that. I thought it was funny at one point. They Bluey and I think Bingo is the brother, the little one. Anyway, they're looking for this toy, and they open a cupboard and find the old version of that toy and go, oh, we thought Dad said he threw that out because it's broken. And there's Dad going like, oh, like, he kind of got busted. He probably got sick of that annoying toy, which is, you know, something that parents do. That happens. But yeah, outside of all that, like, this one was longer than Peppa Pig. Having to go on the collect-a-thon for stuff was, you know, what undoubtedly padded this out longer. But definitely a manageable completion. This was like, I was able to get those two done before I had to run errands yesterday. So what are we talking about? Like maybe a 3-hour stretch where I was able to knock those two out. Now when I got back though, here's another badge for achievement hunting. This one took me about if I had to guess, maybe 3.5 to 4 hours, and it was the Barbie horse trails. Very simple game. You're literally just riding a horse, cleaning a horse, running from waypoint to waypoint, skipping dialogue if you don't really care, that sort of thing. Like it's akin to the other two, but at least like with Bluey, I cared about like what they were talking about. With Barbie, not so much, but I will say out of all of the games that I played except for Junkster this week, the Barbie Horse Trails was the most kind of vibe, the most like fun, if you will, excluding the one that I just started. And I will say it's very close gameplay wise, and again, it's just riding a horse and running around and doing quests and stuff, but the simplicity of it I think made it a little more entertaining. But the next game that I played was Keeper, the one from Double Fine, where you're a walking tower essentially. Start to finish with this one, the art in front of you, the visual display is great. And I thought it was kind of a little bit of a melancholy story, you know, a hero's fate kind of story by the end of it. But the journey, I was so perplexed as to like what was going on and the world building and stuff that it did keep me going. And then of course, you know, the visuals were just really good, I thought. But I would probably kind of put this in the same camp as Mixtape. This is another art expression kind of game. The gameplay for it, very, very simple. You're walking around solving puzzles. A few of the gameplay mechanics change. Like 1 second you're a tower, and then the next you're like a boat, and then the next you're like a speeding little dial wheel, like a hockey puck. Like, so, you know, it changes things up in that regard. What I will say tied to this though is, unless you explore around a lot, you might want to pull up a walkthrough with some screenshots, just to get an idea on where the shrines are that are tied to achievements. Because otherwise you could literally go through this entire game and only unlock the completion for beating the game. And with that handled, with those 4 out of the way, I really wanted to get to 13,000. And I started a game that I have never played before. That was one of the main reasons I bought an Xbox One outside of Neverwinter when I heard Neverwinter was coming out. The OG Xbox TV 1 launched with a little awesome looking game called Rise Son of Rome, running in CryEngine. It's still insane, like just launching this game and seeing it, like, wow, this really was a graphic showcase of what the Xbox One could do. And yeah, I was having fun with it, figuring out mechanics. Like I already really like the combat mechanics and quick parries and stuff like that. It's very it reminds me of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but without all of the one shots. Like you gotta soften up the dudes a little bit before you do all of the one shots, which is why Brotherhood is amazing, by the way. Don't hear what I'm not saying. That kill mechanic in Brotherhood is absurd. Like, that's why Ezio can't be touched in the best assassin conversation. Just saying. But yeah, I completed the first level, got 65G, and then boom, walked, because that wasn't even 13,000. And not gonna lie, guys, a little fried. I went to bed. Like, I was tired. Like, four games across an entire day, even if we're playing keepy uppy a little bit, is, you know, it's a lot for full completions, but it was worth it. Definitely put the heat on. Noisy was working last night trying to do the game about digging a hole, which is why she erased the deficit by about 600G. So yeah, she still has a little bit of work to do. Korbinzilla has a little bit of work to do. Once everyone gets up and they're ready to go, we can do the wheel spin, figure out, I believe this spin will be the alphabet one, where you gotta, essentially, you get saddled up with a letter of the alphabet and you have to pick one game and do it. So yeah, we'll get some clarification on that and get a spin going, because this is going to be wild, and June is wrapping up really quick. So I'm fighting for my life, trying to fight Noisy off so we can get a copy of 007 this year, man. She already said too, she was like, oh, if I'm getting you Bond, if I lose and I'm getting you Bond, it's on PlayStation. I was like, all right, that's what I'm all about. It was like, it was either that or how does it run on the Steam Deck? Like, you guys know how I am. I'll take either. And with Play Anywhere, it's a lot of fun as well, having PC access and Xbox. So a win's a win. The only thing I might not, it's probably not gonna do 007 on the Switch too. I feel like that's a traditional console or high-end PC experience. Like, you know, it's knowing your games a little bit. But as I digress. All right, guys. Well, let me know if you guys are keeping up this week. And as always, if you need to stay up to date with everything going on the challenge or anything like that, whether you're following us on True Achievements or just these video logs, remember, you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, and of course it does help to tag that bell for notifications. And hey, leave me a comment. How's your achievement how's your achievement journey, let's say, challenge, yeah, how's all that going here in June? Take care, guys.